How can you utilize the Sparkmage avatar from the new beta pre-constructed deck? Let's find out. Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Hank from Wizard's Den, and today I'll be doing a deck tech of a constructed deck using Sparkmage, which is a new avatar from the beta pre-constructed deck of Sorcery Contested Realm. So let's first talk about this new avatar, Sparkmage. Sparkmage is an avatar that is included in the beta air pre-constructed deck. It has a special activated ability that reads, tap, target nearby location, deal damage to another random unit there equal to the sum of air elements on spells you've cast this turn. To use this ability effectively, you need to do two things. You first have to move into close proximity of a potential target you want to damage, and you also have to play air spells to deal more than 0 damage. Because you will likely be only causing 1 or 2 damage per activation, it's not going to be a major damage source. It will only be a supplemental damage source that would aid your minions to directly damage your opponent. So how can we use this ability to its maximum potential? One way is to combine this with lethal. By using Poisonous Dagger or Drums of Doom, you can turn this small electrostatic discharge to a deadly arc of death. To effectively position your avatar, using Blink is a perfect solution. Not only does it reposition your avatar, it also counts as the air element requirement for causing damage. Furthermore, the cantrip allows you to replenish your hand, so you can continuously use the ability. As this Sparkmage's ability requires you to tap, you don't want to use high casting cost spells, as that will make your avatar occupied placing sites, which also causes it to tap. Therefore, my Sparkmage deck will be combined with an air aggro strategy to reduce the site placement requirements. Also, the deck will be mono air, as Sparkmage's ability requires you to cast air spells to do any damage. Having other elements will just be a burden to utilize Sparkmage's ability. So this is the actual constructed deck I came up with this Spark Dagger. It is a combination of mono air aggro deck with the Sparkmage twist. The important components are these: Poisonous Dagger and Drums of Doom. Poisonous Dagger gives the bearer lethal, and Drums of Doom makes all damage dealt to minions nearby lethal. These will allow the Sparkmage's ability to become a continuous lethal arc generator to remove potential harmful minions. It is a good countermeasure against mid-range decks, as aggro decks tend to run out of gas when large minions start to occupy the board. As explained previously, you don't want to ramp up too much when using Sparkmage, as you will occupy the avatar's tapping ability. The highest casting cost is 5 from the Drums of Doom and Whirling Blades, but everything else in the mana curve is around 2 and 3. If you end up getting a Poisonous Dagger, you don't need to ramp up higher than 4. Only ramp up to 5 when you need to cast Whirling Blades or Drums of Doom. This deck is an aggro deck, so it's packed with cheap but powerful minions. Spectral Stalker and Phase Assassin allows you to penetrate your enemy defense via Voidwalk. Palabry Bats are cheap airborne minions with resistance against Bury. Highland Falconer is an efficient minion to pull your Palabry Bats and thin your deck. Men of Lang gives quick hand destruction that goes great with aggro strategy. Skirmishers of Mu is a very versatile ranged minion that can also utilize the lethal ability of your artifacts. And finally, Gyro Hippogriffs are great charge minions that can surprise your opponent. To aid the aggro strategy in Sparkmage, these spells have been chosen. Blink is one of the key spells here to support Sparkmage, as explained previously. Grapple Shot is another spell that can use the Poisonous Dagger theme perfectly, as it gives another guaranteed source of kill. Whirling Blaze is another spell that works as mass removal when combined with lethal. Chaos Twister is added for a great source of removal, and Chain Lightning for the finishing death blow. Finally, Browse is added for finding the key cards required to run this deck. For the sites, it is mostly dominated by towers to aid the mana boost to cast all the cheap minions as fast as you could. Updraft Ridge supports Palabry Bats for additional movement. Cloud City aids Sparkmage to travel freely through open squares to get the best position. Observatory allows you to search your key cards. And Mountain Pass to occasionally stop your enemies from entering. The Mulligan strategy is simple. For the spells, you want at least 1 2-mana cost minions and one of the lethal artifacts. For the Atlas, mulligan your duplicate towers to maximize your mana base. The deck list is provided in the video description. You might be wondering how many cards you would need to get in addition to the Air Precon you already have. Here is the total cards you would need in addition. Most of the cards are ordinary and exceptional, and 7 elites and 1 unique. This is the end of this deck tech itself, but as I announced before in the beta precon overview video, I'll be having a game against a constructed deck using Wave Shaper made by Jesse from the Winning Agenda. The tabletop simulator match will be recorded in a separate episode, so please check out that episode. We will have both sides recorded with commentary, so make sure to check Jesse's episodes too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for future episodes regarding sorcery. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great game.